Hello, hi, good evening. Good evening to you all and welcome back to my channel Jadav's English World. This is your Bhimrao Jadav, Senior Faculty in English. In the previous session, we discussed introduction of degrees of comparison and its types, and I introduced how to convert one type of sentence into other type. Model 1 has been discussed. Model 2, Model 3 and 4 we'll discuss today. Okay. So what degrees of comparison is and its importance we came to know in the earlier classes. So what degrees of comparison is: comparing things, comparing persons with one another, comparing things with one another is degrees of comparison. Is a process where we compare things, where we compare persons with the help of adjectives is degrees of comparison. And comparison is of three types: positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. That means we can find adjectives in three forms: positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. So regular comparison, irregular comparison, we discussed all these things in the previous class. So model 1, model 2, model 3 and model 4 there. So without altering the meaning of the given sentence, we can write in three ways. Okay, three ways. That is positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. If one type of degree given to you, so how can you change it into other type? So that's what we discussed in the previous class. I started how to change one type of degree into other. Model 1 has been discussed. So again today recapitulation. I'll take another more examples today. I'll explain all the types. Okay, model 1, model 2, model 3, model 4. We'll discuss all these things today, right? So degrees of comparison. The topic is degrees of comparison. So how to change one type of degree into another type. So we have four models. I introduced you all already what model 1 is. Okay. So by taking an example, I'll discuss how to change one type of degree to other type, right? So you see here, Goa is the smallest state in India. So if sentence given like this, okay, this comes under model 1. How? You see here, this is superlative degree. How can we ensure the given sentence? So we need to see the adjective form. Okay, if it takes est, okay, we learned all these things in the earlier classes. So small, smaller, smallest, right? So smallest is superlative degree, right? So the given sentence is in superlative degree, right? So how can we change it into other type? Means if sentence given like this, you need to change it into positive degree one way and comparative degree. So that too without altering the meaning, without changing the meaning of the given sentence. Okay. వాక్యం యొక్క అర్థం మారకుండా మనం మూడు విధాలుగా చెప్పవచ్చు, రైట్? ఏంటి? గోవా ఇస్ ద స్మాలెస్ట్ స్టేట్ ఇన్ ఇండియా. యు సీ, గోవా భారతదేశంలో చిన్న రాష్ట్రం. అప్పుడు దిస్ ఇస్ మోడల్ 1. ఓకే, ఇన్ మోడల్ 1 how can we change it into positive degree, right? So positive degree, you see, that too without altering the meaning. How can Goa is the smallest state in India? So భారతదేశంలో గోవా చిన్న రాష్ట్రము. ఓకే, అన్నిటికంటే చిన్న రాష్ట్రము గోవా. So in that case the sentence should begin with no other. Okay, no other state in India. No other state in India is so or as small as India. Okay, in India. So no other state in India is so small as Goa. Okay, in India. No need to mention that. So this is the structure actually. You see, no other state in India is so small as Goa. What does it mean? It gives you the similar meaning to that of the meaning given here in superlative degree. So any change there? No change. Goa is the smallest state in India and no other state in India is so small as Goa. So both the sentences gives you the similar meaning, no change. That means without changing the meaning, we can write into other degrees, right? No other state in India is so small as Goa in India. Okay, so in India, no need to repeat it again. No other state in India is so small as Goa, right? So this is positive degree. How can you ensure the sentences in positive degree? So we need to see this. Okay, the adjective, form of the adjective, small, small, smaller, smallest. So if the sentence given like this, no other state in India is so small as Goa, so then it comes under what? Model 1. So what will be the superlative degree here? Goa is the smallest state in India, right? Next, Goa is smaller than. So what is it? Smaller means comparative degree. Goa is smaller than any other state in India. You see here. గోవా భారతదేశంలో అన్నిటికంటే చిన్న రాష్ట్రం అన్న ఒకటే, వేరే ఏ రాష్ట్రం కూడా గోవా అంత చిన్నది కాదు అన్న ఒకటే, మరి అన్ని ఇతర రాష్ట్రాల కంటే గోవా చాలా చిన్నది అన్న ఒకటే. మూడిటి అర్థం ఒకటే. ఇక్కడ అర్థం మారకుండా ఒక డిగ్రీలో ఉన్న వాక్యాన్ని ఇంకో డిగ్రీలోనికి మార్చే ప్రక్రియ, దట్ ఈస్ transformation of sentences, right? Transformation of sentences. Goa is the smallest state in India. No other state in India is so small as Goa. Goa is smaller than any other state in India. So this is model 1. So next comes to model 2, right? I'll take another example. Model 2. This is model 1 and model 2, right? So what will be the model 2? Okay, you see here. MK Gandhi is one of the most famous. MK Gandhi is one of the most famous national leaders. So what does it mean? MK Gandhi is one of the most famous national leaders. What does it mean? గాంధీ గారు ఫేమస్ అంటే ప్రముఖులైనటువంటి నాయకులలో ఒకరు. అంటే గాంధీ గారు ఒక్కరే గొప్పవారు కాదు అని దాని అర్థం. గాంధీ లాంటి గొప్పవారు ఇంకా ఉన్నారు అని దాని అర్థం, రైట్? సో ఎంకే గాంధీ ఈస్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద మోస్ట్ ఫేమస్ నేషనల్ లీడర్స్, రైట్? సో వన్ ఆఫ్ ద, it comes under model 2. If one of the there in superlative degree, we can ensure that comes under model 2, right? And that is superlative degree. Most famous, most famous. Okay, famous, more famous and most famous. Okay, famous is positive degree, more famous is comparative degree, most famous is superlative degree. You see here, MK Gandhi is one of the most famous national leaders, right? So this is what? This comes under model 2, right? So we need to change it into positive degree, right? So this is positive degree. Keep in mind that. Okay. So what in the positive model 1? If MK Gandhi is the most famous national leaders, if it is like that, it comes under model 1. Then no other national leader is so famous as MK Gandhi. We can write like that. Okay. But here MK Gandhi is one of the most famous national leaders there, right? What does it mean? He is one among the most famous national leaders. It means, right? So there we need to start the sentence with very few or few other. Very few or few other. So what? Very few or few other national leaders. Very few or few other national leaders are so famous or as famous as MK Gandhi. So what I mean to say here is, this is model 2. If one of the there, that comes under model 2, right? So in model 1, positive degree sentence begins with no other. Okay, positive degree sentence begins with what? No other. In model 2, in superlative degree, one of the there, right? For example, Hyderabad is one of the biggest cities in India. Okay, actually Hyderabad is the biggest city in Telangana, but Hyderabad is one of the biggest cities in India. What does it mean? Hyderabad is one among all the biggest cities in India, right? So not only the Hyderabad, the biggest city, So like Hyderabad, there are other cities like Hyderabad, right? So that is what that Hyderabad is one of the biggest cities. So then very few cities in India are so big as Hyderabad, we can write it. Okay, if Hyderabad is the biggest city, that comes under model 1. Hyderabad is one of the biggest cities, this comes under model 2. So one of the biggest cities, what does it mean? So it is one among the biggest cities. It is not only the biggest, right? It is one among the biggest cities. Then the sentence begins with what? Very few cities in India are so big as Hyderabad. Like M.K. Gandhi is one of the most famous national leaders. So very few or few other national leaders are so famous as M.K. Gandhi, right? This is comparative degree. And so sorry, positive degree, right? So third one will be the comparative degree. What comparative degree is? You see here, M.K. Gandhi is more famous than any other. There in model 1 any other, but here than many other national leaders. That is the difference. Okay. There in model 1, if M.K. Gandhi only the famous, right? If the question asked like this, M.K. Gandhi is the most famous national leaders. If the question given to you like this, so then no other national leader is so famous as M.K. Gandhi, right? So in the comparative degrees, M.K. Gandhi is more famous than any other national leader. That comes under model 1. And here M.K. Gandhi is more famous than many other national leaders. Here in model 2, many other is used for comparative degree. In model 1, then any other is used. Okay, and for comparative degree, no other is used. No other. And here in model 2, very few or few other is used. So this is model 2. I hope that you understand what model 1 is, what model 2 is. So if any example given to you, you can write easily. You can transform one type of degree into other type easily, right? So in model 1, positive degree sentence begins with no other. Okay, it has been discussed in the previous classes. You can see that. So any type of question asked to you. So if positive degree given to you, if positive degree given to you in model 2, you see very few national leaders are so famous as M.K. Gandhi. So if you are asked to change it into superlative degree, then M.K. Gandhi is one of the most famous national leaders. You can write like this, okay? And if you are asked to change it into comparative degree, M.K. Gandhi is more famous than many other national leaders. You can write like this, okay? Right. Next, again, another example. You can see. I'll convince you with another example. Right. Raju is one of the most brilliant boys. One of the most brilliant boys in the class. So on seeing this model, we can ensure that this sentence is in superlative degree, right? So one of the. So how can we change here? Raju is one of the. Okay, Raju he is not only the cleverest, right? He is one among all other clever boys, right? So that Raju is one of the means here positive degree. Very few are few other boys. Very few are few other. You can use very few boys in the class. Very few boys in the class are so brilliant or as brilliant as Raju. So brilliant as Raju or as brilliant as Raju. That is positive degree. And comparative degree. Raju what? Raju is more brilliant than here many other is used. Okay, that is model 2. Many other boys in the class. Many other boys in the class. If it is given in positive, the model 1, Raju is the most brilliant boy in the class. Okay, Raju is the most brilliant boy in the class. That is model 1. So then, no other boy in the class is so brilliant as Raju. Okay, no other boy in the class is so brilliant as Raju. and comparative degree will be Razu is more brilliant than any other boy in the class, than any other. వేరే అందరికంటే ఇతడు తెలివైన వాడు, రైట్? వేరే ఎవ్వరు కూడా రాజు అంత తెలివైన వాడు కాదు. రాజు ఒక్కడే తరగతిలో తెలివైన వాడు. రాజు తెలివైన వారిలో ఒక్కడు అనడం మోడల్ 2, రాజు ఒక్కడే తెలివైన వాడు అనడము మోడల్ 1 అనేది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. ఓకే, ఇతడు తెలివైన వారిలో ఒకడు అన్నప్పుడు వెరీ ఫ్యూ బాయ్స్ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్ ఆర్ సో బ్రిలియంట్ యాజ్ రాజు, అంటే ఇంకా కొందరు రాజు లాంటి తెలివైన వారు తరగతిలో ఉన్నారు అని దాని అర్థం, రైట్? రాజు ఈజ్ మోర్ బ్రిలియంట్ దాన్ మెనీ అదర్ బాయ్స్, అంటే మిగిలిన వారందరికంటే రాజు తెలివైన వాడు అని అర్థం, రైట్? సో దిస్ ఈజ్ మోడల్ 1 అండ్ మోడల్ 2, రైట్? సో వాట్ మోడల్ 3 ఈజ్? So for model 3, superlative degree is not applicable. Model 3 and 4. Model 3 and 4, superlative degree is not applicable. Why? Superlative degree requires more than two things. Superlative degree is not applicable here. Okay, is not applicable. Why? The reason why superlative degree requires more than two persons or more than two things. Here only we can compare. Comparison is done between two things or two persons. Like here you see, Razu is cleverer than Ravi. Razu is cleverer than Ravi. Okay, so here on seeing this form of the adjective, we can ensure that the given sentence is in comparative degree, right? So we can change it into positive. So no superlative degree here. Why? Razu and Ravi, only two persons are there. Superlative degree is not applicable, right? Razu is cleverer than Ravi, so then we can say easily Razu రవి కంటే తెలివైన వాడు అంటున్నాం. అప్పుడు రవి రాజు అంత తెలివైన వాడు కాదు అని చెప్పొచ్చు ఈజీగా. రాజు రవి కంటే తెలివైన వాడు అన్న ఒకటే, రవి రాజు అంత తెలివైన వాడు కాదు అన్న ఒకటే, రైట్? సో యు సీ హియర్ రవి ఈజ్ నాట్ సో ఆర్ యాజ్ క్లెవర్ as Raju. You see here, Raju is cleverer than Ravi. Ravi is not so clever as Raju. Rendit artham okate. So superlative degree not applicable. You can take another example. Okay, I'll convince you with another example, right? Sugar is sweeter than honey. Sugar is sweeter than honey. Okay, sugar and honey, two things there only. Okay, sugar is sweeter than honey means sugar honey kante tiyanidi. Alantappudu honey sugar anta tiyanidi kaadu ani cheppochu easy ga. Okay, this is sweeter means here it is in comparative degree, right? So then honey is not so sweet or as sweet as sugar. చూడండి ఈజీగా. ఓకే, షుగర్ తేనె కంటే తీయనిది, తేనె షుగర్ అంతా తీయనిది కాదు. అంటే చక్కెర తేనె కంటే తీయగా ఉండును, తేనె చక్కెర అంతా తీయగా ఉండదు. రెండింటి అర్థం ఒకటే. ఓకే, బోత్ ద సెంటెన్సెస్ గివ్స్ యూ ద సేమ్ మీనింగ్. దిస్ ఈస్ మోడల్ 3. ఓకే, యూ కెన్ టేక్ అదర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఆల్సో, రైట్? సో యూ సీ హియర్ Bhima is stronger than Duryodhana. Bhima is stronger than Duryodhana. What does it mean? భీముడు దుర్యోధనుని కంటే బలవంతుడు. అప్పుడు మనము దుర్యోధనుడు భీముడంత బలవంతుడు కాదు అని చెప్పొచ్చు ఈజీగా. రెండింటి అర్థం ఒకటే. డు యు అండర్స్టాండ్ హియర్? సో వాట్ వీఆర్ డూయింగ్, వితౌట్ ఆల్టరింగ్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద సెంటెన్స్, వీఆర్ రైటింగ్ ఇన్ అదర్ డిగ్రీస్, రైట్? సో Bhima is stronger than, another example, Bhima is stronger than Duryodhana. Bhima is stronger than Duryodhana, right? Stronger. The adjective stronger. What indicates it? The sentence is in comparative degree, right? Bhima is stronger than Duryodhana. Then Duryodhana is not, okay, so strong or as strong as Bhima. Rendit artham okate. As Bhima. You understand? I hope that you understand this, right? Right, next, another one. If positive degree, if positive degree. So if comparative degree given, we can change it into positive degree. If positive degree given, we can change it into comparative degree. How we'll see. That comes under model 4, right? You see. Honey is as sweet. Honey is as sweet as sugar. What does it mean? Honey is as sweet as sugar. You see here, as sweet. Sweet means here positive degree, right? Honey is as sweet as sugar. What does it mean? రెండిట్లో ఏది ఎక్కువ కాదు తక్కువ కాదు రెండు సమానమే అని చెప్తున్నాం. అప్పుడు sugar is not sweeter than honey. We can write easily like this. This comes under model 4, right? I hope you understand model 1, model 2, model 3 and model 4. If you are thorough with these 4 models, you can never commit a mistake in transforming sentences degrees of comparison, right? Model 1, model 2, model 3, model 4. Okay, maximum you will be asked questions on model 2, right? So you will be asked questions on model 2. So model 2, there positive degree, comparative degree, superlative degree. Model 1, positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. Only model 3 and 4, superlative degree is not applicable. You can take other examples also, right? Raju is as clever as Ravi. Raju is as or so clever. Raju is so clever as Ravi. What does it mean? రవి ఎంత తెలివైనడో రాజు కూడా అంతే తెలివైనడని చెప్తున్నాం. రెండిట్లో ఎవడు ఎక్కువ కాదు తక్కువ కాదు. అప్పుడు రాజు ఈజ్ యాజ్ క్లెవర్ యాజ్ రవి అన్నప్పుడు రవి రాజు కంటే తెలివైనడు కాదు అని చెప్తాం మనం. తెలివైనడు కాదు అంటే ఇద్దరు సమానమే అని అర్థం. ఓకే, రవి ఈజ్ నాట్ క్లెవరర్ దాన్ రాజు. So this is all about degrees of comparison. I hope you understand. Okay. So keeping in mind the models, all the models and the rules, if you practice in this way, you can transform sentences. Without any confusion. Okay. So you cannot get confused with the transformation degrees of comparison, right? So this is all about transformation of sentences. Okay. So if you keep in mind these rules, you can change easily the sentences from one degree to other degree. So this is all about degrees of comparison with easy examples, with apt examples, with clear explanation. I hope I make you understand what degrees of comparison is and how to transform one type of sentence into other type. Means one type of degree into other type. This comes under transformation of sentences, right? Transformation of sentences types. Okay, simple, compound, complex. And direct, indirect speech, active voice, passive voice, right? Actually, transformation of sentences, you see here, transformation of sentences, one is active voice, passive voice, and direct speech and indirect speech. Okay, active voice, passive voice, direct speech, indirect speech. Okay, and degrees of comparison comes under transformation of sentences, right? Degrees of comparison. And another one is simple, complex, compound sentences, right? So that is synthesis of sentences, right? Synthesis of sentences. I will convince you all the transformations, and actually in the competitive examinations question will be asked from this area only. Okay, active voice, passive voice. So if active construction given to you, you can change it into passive voice easily, right? So if passive construction given to you, you will be asked to change it into active construction, right? Then we need to be thorough with both the constructions, right? Active voice construction and passive voice construction, right? Direct speech, indirect speech. So the tradition is, if direct speech sentence given to you, you are asked to change it into indirect speech. But the modern trend is, if indirect statement given to you and you are asked to change it into direct speech, right? So we need to be thorough with both the direct speech and indirect speech, both the active voice and passive voice. And degrees of comparison, one type of degree given to you, you are asked to change it into other type. There are 3 degrees there, okay? Positive, comparative and superlative. And synthesis of sentences, simple, complex, compound sentences, okay? What simple sentences, what complex sentences, what compound sentences. Many topics are there to be discussed. We'll discuss all these topics at length in the upcoming sessions, okay? and this is all about transformation. As a part of transformation of sentences, we discussed degrees of comparison. I hope you understand, okay, what degrees of comparison is and its types, okay, and the transformation, the ways of transforming one type of degree into other type. So be in touch with me, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Every class at end I am insisting you to subscribe my channel, share my channel, and like my channel. So I'll be with you, okay, I'll come in front of you with another topic, that is, okay, what question tag. We'll discuss question tag at length in the next upcoming topic. So then, until then, take care. Bye all of you.